Hello Chicken Coop Army, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to attempt the Christmas tree gambit on chess.com. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, let's see who our opponent is going to be. Looks like we're up against Omar Mare, and we are white. So for our first move, we're going to be doing d4. Which is the first step in this gambit. Okay, well, it wasn't a move I was expecting, but we still have a pretty good play on top of that. We'll go ahead and push our pawn up to c3. Okay, interesting. Now, one thing I definitely want to do is fianchetto the bishop, so we're going to go ahead and prepare for that. I know we've been kind of doing a lot of pawn moves, but it's all part of the plan. Okay, so we have two attackers and we only got one defender. So if we're going to do this, we might as well do it. We kind of have a pawn wall going on here, which is very interesting. Okay, I know if I move there, they can push the pawn past, which is a very risky move. So instead, we are going to go ahead and fianchetto the bishop. That way, it's more attack on that pawn, giving us better leeway. As well as that, I'm also going to be moving my knight here. Now, I know that kind of removes a defender, but just know there is two pawns that are going out. See, this is what I mean. I can put my knight right here to protect, and if the bishop takes, I can just take back with the knight or even with the bishop. So it's a pretty good move. It puts more protection on his pawn, and it protects my queen. Let's see what they're going to play next. I hope everyone had a great Christmas. I know it is kind of late, but, I still gotta do my normal videos. Alright, so it seems like they moved their bishop, which is an okay move. Now, we're going to go ahead and kick the bishop out of here. So we got the bishop support, we got the knight support, and we got the rook support. So we got triple protection on that pawn. Okay, I guess you're getting yourself more in a predicament. Because now I'm going to put this pawn, and you're going to have to waste extra moves. We're gaining more space on black, which is very good. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I am going to attack yet again, this time with the knight. So not only are we gaining space, but we're also gaining tempo on the black king. Now, okay, I see what he's trying to do. He wants to trade bishops. Not happening, buddy. Yeah, we're going to kick you out yet again. So we're very much limiting the black bishop, which is good for us. We're gaining a lot of space, and we're doing a pretty good job at it. Actually, it doesn't matter where this bishop moves now, he's going to get captured. Okay, that's very interesting. So he seems to have trapped himself right here, which is kind of nuts. Okay, I see what you're trying to do here. Actually, I could just take that. That's a free bishop. So we just gain a material there. Honestly, what he should have done is moved to g6. Because then he would have someone to take back on him. Okay, which pawn should we take with? I'm going to take with this pawn. Because, we got to go more in the center. We want center control. That is what we're aiming for. Aha, okay. So this is a problem for us. Now we are forked. That's lovely. And I have to move. I don't have anything to defend my king. And we're going to be losing a knight anyhow. So, this is not good. Well, you know what? If I'm going to move, I might as well just move up. Because... oh, wow. He didn't even take the knight. What is he thinking? Well, I can save my knight now. Oh, wait, no, I can't. Because he pushed his pawn here. Is it worth sacrificing the knight? That's the big question here. Well, he'll take me either way. Is there any way I could protect it? You know? I know I can't move there. That's not an option. You know what? If I want to win, I'm going to sacrifice the knight. I know I'm going to lose it, but it's my best bet. Alright. Now, with that being said, what will be our next plan? I am going to move this pawn up. It's not really doing much right now, but it does unleash my bishop. Okay, he did move that, which I figured. Do I want to take it? No, because that would make double pawns. That's not a good move. And I know that I can get that pawn closer and closer to the end of the board. Okay, I see what you're trying to do. You got the queen and the knight on that pawn. We're just going to move up. Actually, I don't know about that now. I don't know about that. Okay, so first thing I am going to do is I'm going to move the knight there to defend the pawn and put more protection. So we're in a pretty good spot, I would say. This is honestly the most interesting game I played. I've never played any variant like this. So we'll see how this ends off. This might be a very cruel battle. The way it's going so far. We haven't even moved our queens yet, which is the crazy part. I'm just trying to wait for the right moment to do it. Okay, a simple pawn move. You know, I understand it. It's a very tough position. Well, you know what I'm going to do? Well, actually, hold on a minute. We might have something here. Because if I move this pawn up, it obviously will get captured. Oh no. No, that would not work out. Because if they take with a knight, I take with my knight and the queen takes. So no, that's not a good move. Let's see here. I don't want to move this knight because, you know, we have the protection and all that. And that's not a good idea. So what I want to do instead is I probably want to move the bishop. So that way it will, like, keep that pawn from moving forward. Never mind. Okay, well, I guess it couldn't do anything because I don't have anything there really to do anything. So that's understandable. But what I will do is I will move my rook over. Now, this might look like a basic move, but it has a purpose. And I'll show you that purpose here in a moment. Okay, so it looks like we have the pawn pushing forward yet again. If I want any chance on winning this game, it'll probably be best to move my king. I know it's a very risky move. I know it is. But I'm trying to get my king to safety, and there's only one place I can really bring it to. So I'm kind of putting black in Zootswong, because there's not really much good moves. Like, all his pieces are in, like, the proper places, I would feel like, even though the queen could be improved. But with me moving my king, I'm getting more steps towards a safer kingdom. Okay, so he has moved his rook over, so I'm just going to go ahead and move my king yet again. Said I want to get him to safety as much as possible, and the quicker I do that, the more I can mainly focus on attacking. Now, it could come in with my knight, but what is that going to do? Because I'm just going to move out of the way. And if he takes the pawn, I can just take back. Alright, we are in our position. I feel very safe here. It's an opposite castle, pretty much. I figured he would do that. So what we are going to do instead is take the pawn. There is nothing protecting that. I don't see a single protection on that pawn. That is a free pawn right there. So thank you for giving it up. And now we're gaining some space on the board. Ooh, this game is spicy, I'll tell you that. I never played a game like this, but it seems to be a juicy one. I really think that was a good move, as it gains more material, and it brings out more terror. Okay, so it looks like he did move the rook over. Now, the rook's not really going after anything because his bishop's here, but he might try to do something to move my bishop out of the way. Now, I want to keep this pawn protected, as this bishop is staring right at it. And if I move the rook, it's gone. I tell you, this is very difficult. Actually, no, it's not. What am I saying? I can just take the knight. And if he takes with the rook, I can just take the rook. It's a free rook on me. Alright, well, I don't know what kind of game you're playing here, but that's free also. Thank you. You just gave me an outpost. I thought this was going to be a juicy game, but I guess not. We are actually gaining material from this. And now his rook is under threat. Okay, I see it now. But it's still not enough. I am going to do that. How about those apples? I'm sure you're attacking a pawn, but I'm just going to take my king, you know? It's not a worthy sacrifice. Unless you got a very special plan in mind, it's not going to work. I can feel that we are getting closer to checkmating. We got more space, we got more material, and we got a better position. So it's looking good so. Okay, well, I see what you're trying to do here. So he has doubled up, which is very scary. So I want to do something proper. No, I have something better than proper. Professional. It's a twisted move, but it should do the trick. That way it keeps my queen in the game, and it keeps things in order. Okay, so he's going to try to take the pawns from behind. Okay, I see you. Not going to happen. Well, since there's nothing over to really attack that pawn, I can gladly... Oh, because you have this in here. Okay, I see now. Alright, well, I think that pawn's going to be gone no matter what, so I'm just going to move my rook here. That's probably the best move I can make. I'm also low on time too, so I gotta really focus on every move and make sure I don't blunder. Because if I blunder, then things are gonna get nasty. And I think I just did that. Hopefully he doesn't see it. I was kind of rushed there to make that decision, so we'll see what happens. Although if he does take it, you know, I'll still have it either way. Okay, well, you have your pawn there. That's not gonna really do nothing. But I'll just move my rook up. That way your bishop is under attack. Now, if he does take it like that, then I have another move incoming. Knight there. Because now I am getting closer to the end game. Now we're going to take their knight. See what happens. Okay. Very interesting. I'll take your rook. And if he takes my rook, I take his rook. That's exactly what's going to happen. Because he's not going to risk his queen, right? Any other move and I take his queen. Oh, let me tell you, this has definitely been a juicy game. Even though he has blundered a lot, he has made some very unique moves. Okay, so you decided to do that. In that case... Oh, shoot. I messed up. I messed up big time. I figured I would make a mistake. I figured I would. Okay, well, we're just going to put the rooks together, because if he sacrifices his queen, we're going to have somewhat of a position, but it won't be that good. Yeah, I blundered my queen. Very disappointing. Oh, okay. Well, that's what you're going to do. You're going to try to waste my time. Okay, I see how it is. I see exactly how it is. So now, what we're going to do is going to move a pawn up. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Alright, well, I can't really move there. This is getting very risky now. We're going to put the king in check. I don't know what else to do. Okay. So we're going to put the king in check again. I'm going to put king... Oh my god, we're going to really do a stalemate. Are we really going to do a stalemate? I'm going to keep doing this. I have 4 seconds left on the clock. Okay, we got a draw. I think this is our first draw that we ever gotten. Let's go ahead and see how we did. Oh my god, that was hard. I know I took some blunders there.
The game ended evenly, but you had some nice moves.
Second option, you had a game analyze. Okay, let's start review.
Grabbing space in the center. Your dark squared bishop is ready to be developed. The knight jumps into the game, but you can easily counter with your pawn. You permitted the opponent to win a knight by adding pressure to a pinned piece. You missed an opportunity to win material through a fork.
Yeah, I know.
This move gives you the opportunity to win their pawn. They missed a chance to win a knight by adding pressure to a pinned piece. You're going to end up losing a pawn. This move left their bishop hanging. They missed a chance to tactically win a pawn. You captured that free bishop.
Yeah.
This move will cost you a knight. This is the only move that works. Now you have to lose castling rights. They've made a mistake and their pawn is now lost. By moving too quickly, they missed the only good move in this position. You get a chance to win a bishop by eventually trapping a piece. They missed a chance to eventually win a pawn. You had an opportunity to win a bishop by trapping a piece.
I did not see that.
You won a pawn for free.
Yay!
You captured that free knight. You captured a free pawn.
That doesn't work, it's nasty.
You get a chance to force eventual checkmate. Your opponent will be forced into checkmate if you find the right moves. Even with time running low, you found the move that will win a queen. You had an opportunity to capture a pawn and win material after the follow-up trades.
Oh, okay.
Your better option was to move a rook to safety. You permitted the opponent to sacrifice a rook for a nice tactic.
The thing is, I wasn't focusing on my bishops. I was mainly focusing on the rooks.
You've just allowed your bishop to be taken without a fight. You had an opportunity to win a queen through an eventual fork.
Oh my god, I was so bad at that one.
Capturing your hanging bishop. Your best move was to move a rook to safety. Your better option was to attack a pawn chain. This move gives you the opportunity to win their pawn. They missed a chance to capture a rook and win material after the follow-up trades. Your better option was to move a rook to safety.
Yeah, we're getting the repeat.
This move gives you the opportunity to win their queen.
Oh, how was I even... Oh, okay. So, if I were to move my bishop here, he would... Oh, no, wait, I don't see it. So I have to move my bishop here? I guess so.
This is the only good move. The game ended in a draw by repetition.
I'm glad I did the repetition because I probably would have lost from the time. I was worried about that. When the time was getting low, I was worried that I was actually going to lose. So, you know, I had to do something. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Because at 2,000 subscribers, we will reattempt the Death Nut Challenge. I hope y'all have an amazing day and night, and I will be seeing y'all in the next one. Peace out.